Imagine this. You're standing on the scorching tarmac of the Dubai AirShow 2025. The sun is brutal, the air smells of jet fuel and money, and suddenly every conversation stops. A sleek, matte black aircraft taxis in complete silence. No roar of engines. No visible exhaust. No fuel trucks anywhere in sight. The pilot steps out, smiles at the stunned crowd, and says 4 words that make big oil executives go pale. We don't need fuel. That moment actually happened last week. Or did it? Welcome to the story everyone in aviation is whispering about but nobody wants to say out loud. The aircraft is called the Maxwell X1. The company claims it is the world's first truly self-powered electric aircraft. Not solar. Not hydrogen. Not batteries that last 2 hours. They say it harvests energy from the atmosphere itself while flying. Yes, you heard that right. The faster it flies, the more power it makes. Unlimited range. Zero emissions. Zero fuel cost. If even 10% of this is real, the entire oil industry just became obsolete overnight. Let's walk through exactly what the world saw in Dubai. Day 1 of the airshow. A previously unknown Emirati startup called Maxwell Dynamics rolls out a pristine, delta-winged aircraft about the size of a Cessna Citation X. No logos from Boeing, Airbus, or any known player. Just a simple silver emblem that looks like a lightning bolt inside a circle. The CEO, a soft-spoken engineer named Dr. Omar Al-Hassan, takes the microphone. He doesn't hype. He simply says, "Today we demonstrate flight without fuel." The crowd thinks it's a joke. Then the X1 takes off vertically like a drone. No runway needed. It climbs to 10,000 feet in under a minute. Dead silent. It hovers there for 5 minutes, motionless, like it's mocking gravity. Then it shoots forward at over 600 knots. For 47 minutes it loops, rolls, and stalls, things no battery plane can do without draining power. It lands with a gentle kiss on the tarmac. The pilot opens the canopy and holds up a small digital display. Battery state of charge, 104%. It gained energy in flight. The hall erupts. Phones come out. Reporters start screaming questions. Big oil reps in the VIP section stop sipping their champagne. Saudi Aramco's head of future tech is seen frantically typing on his phone. Exxon's VP of aviation fuel turns white. Because if this is real, their trillion-dollar kerosene market just evaporated. So what exactly is inside the Maxwell X1? The company says almost nothing. They filed a single patent in 2023 titled Dynamic Electroaerodynamic Energy Harvesting. That's it. The patent describes thin plasma actuators along the wings and fuselage. These create ionized air channels that allegedly extract kinetic and thermal energy from the airstream. Then, and this is the crazy part, convert it directly into electrical potential without moving parts. Think of it like a ram air turbine, but instead of wind spinning a propeller, the air itself becomes the generator. The faster you fly, the more ions you strip, the more power you make. At cruise speed the system supposedly produces 3 times the power needed for propulsion. The surplus recharges a tiny solid-state battery pack no bigger than a suitcase. That battery is only there for takeoff and emergencies. Once you're moving, the atmosphere becomes your gas station. Dr. Al-Hassan claims the physics is based on something called the Maxwell-Minkowski stress-energy tensor. He says old equations from 1861 already predicted this was possible, we just never built the materials fine enough to try. They use a new graphene ceramic composite thinner than a human hair, laced with rare earth dopants. Apparently the UAE has been quietly stockpiling neodymium and dysprosium for 5 years. Nobody noticed because everyone thought it was for EV batteries. Maybe it never was. The demo flight ended with the X1 doing something no one expected. It shut down every onboard system except navigation, glided for 6 minutes, and still landed with 101% charge. It gained energy while coasting. That single data point broke the internet. Aviation forums crashed. Reddit's r/flying hit 10 million users in one day. Someone leaked a grainy video from inside the cockpit showing the power meter climbing during descent. The pilot is heard laughing in Arabic, "It's charging faster when we slow down." By the end of day 2, Maxwell Dynamics had orders for 400 aircraft from cargo operators in the Gulf. No price listed. Just letter of intent. Emirates Sky Cargo signed one. FedEx signed one. Even Lufthansa Cargo slipped in quietly. All of them want delivery in 2028. That's not a prototype timeline. That's a production timeline. Something is very wrong, or very right, with this picture. Because here's where the story gets murky. And deliciously so. Up to now everything I told you is on video, on record, witnessed by 12,000 people. But starting on day 3, the rumors began. And nobody can prove or disprove them. Rumor number 1, the X-1 never actually flew on its own power. Insiders say the demonstration was staged using ground-based microwave beaming. Like the old Sharp project Canada did in the 80s, but classified UAE military tech. A secret antenna farm outside Al Ain supposedly beamed gigawatts of focused power to a rectenna under the fuselage. That would explain the impossible energy gain. It wasn't harvesting the atmosphere, it was drinking from a hidden fire hose. The UAE has the desert space and the money to hide something that big. Rumor number 2, the plasma actuators are real, but they only work at high altitude in dry air. Below 5,000 feet in humid conditions the system allegedly shorts out and catches fire. That's why the demo was in Dubai in November, lowest humidity of the year. Try flying that thing over Southeast Asia in monsoon season and you get a flying Roman candle. Rumor number 3, there is no solid-state battery breakthrough. The suitcase-sized pack is actually a disguised supercapacitor that was precharged to 200% using classified diamond capacitors developed for directed energy weapons. It dumps half the energy during the show, then tricks the display into reading 104% as theater. Classic misdirection. Rumor number 4, Maxwell Dynamics doesn't exist. The entire company is a front for the Emirati royal family to crash oil prices on purpose. Think about it. The UAE wants to diversify before the wells run dry. What better way than to scare the world into thinking oil is already dead? Force everyone to panic by Emirati solar, Emirati nuclear, Emirati green hydrogen while Saudi Arabia and Russia bleed. A geopolitical chess move disguised as a tech demo. Rumor number 5, it's all real, but the tech isn't new. Allegedly Lockheed Martin built something similar in the 90s under the codename Aurora Dawn. The program was cancelled because the Air Force didn't want to kill the fuel logistics industry that employs 500,000 Americans. The UAE supposedly bought the old patents for pennies when Skunk Works cleaned house. They just waited 30 years for materials science to catch up. Rumor number 6, the energy is real, but it's not electro-aerodynamic. Conspiracy channels on X are screaming that the wings are coated with a room-temperature superconductor laced with americium-241. It creates microfusion when air molecules smash into it at Mach 0.8. That would explain the slight blue glow people noticed along the leading edges. Also explains why the cockpit was lead-lined and the pilot wore a dosimeter. Probably nonsense, but the photos do show a faint Cherenkov blue shimmer. Or it could just be St. Elmo's fire. Take your pick. Here's what we know for sure. After day 5, the X-1 vanished. Literally. It took off from Dubai World Central at 3 a.m., destination unknown, transponder off. Flight Radar 24 never saw it again. The hangar it lived in is now empty and swept clean. Maxwell Dynamics deleted their website. The LinkedIn pages of all 23 employees now say open to work. Dr. Al-Hassan has not been seen in public since. Some say he's in protective custody. Others say he's sipping tea on a yacht in the Maldives with a new passport. The UAE Ministry of Energy issued a single statement: innovative propulsion technologies are being evaluated for national security reasons. That's it. Meanwhile, oil prices dropped 8% in 1 week. For no other reason. Exxon cancelled a refinery expansion in Singapore. Shell quietly laid off 300 fuel traders. Saudi Arabia called an emergency OPEC Plus meeting that nobody is talking about. All because of a 47-minute flight in the desert. So here we are. Is the Maxwell X1 the biggest breakthrough since the jet engine? Or the most elaborate hoax since the Emirate of Dubai bought half the world's gold in 2009 to back a new currency that never launched? Maybe it's both. Maybe the tech is real but classified now because it actually works too well. Maybe the demo was fake but accidentally revealed a principle that will be reverse-engineered in 5 years anyway. Maybe the UAE just wanted to remind the world who controls the sky tomorrow. One thing is certain. Big Oil is terrified. Not because they know it's real, but because they can't prove it isn't. And in 2025, uncertainty is more expensive than any barrel of crude. The next Dubai Airshow is in 2 years. Will the Maxwell X1 come back with a commercial certificate? Or will we never hear the name again? Place your bets. Because right now the only thing flying higher than that black Delta wing is pure, weaponized doubt. And doubt, my friends, just became the most valuable resource on Earth. See you in the comments. Tell me what you think really happened. Because I honestly don't know anymore.